Hiya, Matt. Good session yesterday. Hope you found it helpful. Just going to run through those couple of things we discussed now from the session. Part of the reason why you were sort of struggling with your sort of pitching and sort of short game, sort of distance from sort of 30 to, I guess, 70 yards. We can see now as you took the golf club back, very, very minimal movement with the lower half and the torso. Very much sort of taking away with the hands and the arms and the elbows, getting a little bit of sort of separation now from the body. Club going back, we say quite steep, a little bit shut, bit toe down for me, and working a bit too much outside the line that we want to get to. So because of that limited rotation on the way back and that club now being a little bit shut, the problem is your body's always going to have some element of rotation on the way through. So you can see as you start coming back into impact, that club now is very, very shut down, de-lofted. Your shoulders are already aiming left of target, and now you've got to kind of stop the shoulders and the body moving and try and bring the hands and arms back into impact. You can see the strike on this one, quite toey there, not really connecting with the golf ball as you really want to. So the spin rate's going to be all over the place, that sort of toey, thinny one. And if you're not careful with that steeper angle of attack and your shoulders kind of aiming left as you hit the golf ball, you might get a few chunky ones there where the ball comes obviously a little bit heavy. So the feeling for you really now, as we said, in terms of that takeaway, almost feel as though you're taking the golf club a bit more around here, everything a bit shallower and flatter, and allow that toe to kind of open up. So if we look at this takeaway now as the club goes back, club working back now a little bit more behind the hand. Now, yes, the club's a bit blurry there, but we've got a little bit more of a sort of opening of that club face. As the club now is going to be working back in, you've had more body turn, which has therefore meant the club's gone back just a little bit further, which again, you'll learn to control with that. Club face now nicely in line with your hands and the forearm coming back in, coming back down in a much more shallow position. You can see as you come into impact now, your body is kind of squared up to target. And as you swing through now, there's a nicely connected turn with everything working through together. Good strike, clipping that ball off the mat there nicely. And certainly controlling your spin rates a lot more, everything working together. Whereas this one, because you went back with just your hands and arms there, now there wasn't much body going back. As you came through here, now you can see your body kind of shutting down there, shoulders before impact aiming way left, and then you're sort of trying to coordinate that. Now what you found was, as you said, before the round of golf, as you warmed up, you hit 20, 30 balls there in sort of 10 or 15 minute spell, you'll kind of figure out where your low point is and actually some reasonable shots. But at your standard, only having this shot probably 3 to 6 times around at absolute most, you're not really getting that time to kind of get in the groove. So the first one you play is not great, maybe a bit thin. Second one then a bit chunky. Next one's a bit toey, and yeah, just a lot of variety there with your strike and your consistency. So work on that sort of path and that club going back. So it almost feels like you're playing a sort of nice little soft, low sort of flat draw really, where that club's going back a little bit more on the inside, getting that toe to work a bit more with the body moving. Basically your right hip pocket moving already there in that taker, which is good. The golf club needs to move because of your whole torso moving, and depending on how far you want to go is depending on how much your arms are going to be lifting and hinging. So I hope that makes sense, buddy. Any questions, obviously give me a shout, but I'll catch you again soon. Cheers, buddy.